Hey guys, Andrew Pierce, the Gourmet Agent, host of Wilmington Elite Networking, and I am here today to interview the lovely Shannon Richardson, who is the owner of SLK Designs, and
Hi.
she has been awesome enough to take some time out of her day to hang out with us. So Shannon, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from, are you local, your favorite color, things like that. Just give us a little bit of behind the scenes about the person.
You need to be careful what you ask me for because I'm a talker. But
That's fine. We got an hour.
so originally I am from New Jersey, South New Jersey to be exact, which is a little different than North Jersey. But most people don't understand that unless you actually are from the area. So, but that's originally where I'm from. I'm from Cape May, New Jersey, which is actually really a lot like Wilmington area because I grew up at the beach.
Okay.
So originally I'm from there. I have been in North Carolina altogether for 3 years this come July. And I've been in Leland in particularly for a year as of this past January.
Nice.
And I love it here. Leland in Wilmington and the surrounding area is exactly where I want to raise my son. Which is why I moved down here, pretty much. The weather is much better. And
we actually have 4 seasons.
and it's so much different, I think, for my son. I really like the environment. I do love Southern, I love Southern cuisine. I love Southern people, the whole vibe. And that's one of the reasons, I came down here was I love New Jersey. Don't get me wrong. I miss my Jersey people, and my family. But this is where I decided I wanted to raise my son.
Very cool. So were you in interior design up north, or is that something you got into when you got down here? Or?
I have been in kitchen, bath, and interior design for over 20 years.
Wow. Is that just residential or commercial too?
Yeah, I don't do a lot of commercial. I'm definitely the residential gal. I have done, waiting rooms and simple things like that for doctors and lawyers and things, but I don't get into commercial design. My specialty is kitchens and baths. And construction and the whole, I love to tear things out and then put them back all brand new and beautiful and shiny. Gotcha. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing this a long time, but I've been in business for myself between here and New Jersey for 5 years total.
Very cool. And once you start working for yourself, it's really hard to go back to working for somebody else.
Yes. Well, the reason I went on my own was because I knew I could give my clients the ultimate experience. And that's what I try to do, is I always felt like I was a round peg in a square hole, and there was all these gaps of things missing around me. And that's what I try to do with SLK Designs is I want to give my clients a complete experience.
Right.
And because I am extremely passionate about what I do, and making it right and making it what they want and beautiful and all the different check marks that we try to check off on the list is what I really like to do.
Gotcha. And what's while we're talking about that checklist, I know people go into it and they're like, oh my gosh, I want this backsplash with this finish, because they've watched too much HGTV and they've seen a lot of shows. And coming from the culinary world, it's the same thing with food. They like the idea of all these techniques and flavors, and none of them go well together. Are there any kind of myths or industry faux pas that you would just like to go ahead and squash? And any misconceptions that the buyer has that you answer that question all the time?
I'll give you the biggest one. Most times what you see on HGTV and a lot of times they do these, what's big is, the remodel shows, and they tell you it costs X amount of dollars. I'm going to tell you right now, that is not reality.
True.
Okay, because a lot of times those shows are getting donated items and they don't put that price in there. That's why it sounds like you could do, you know, a whole huge master bathroom makeover for $10,000. And I'm very honest with my clients. I don't, I always like to say, I don't gaslight anybody. I am straight and I am to the point, but I'm also, you know, nice about it. But I tell you the truth, you cannot do all that stuff for $10,000 in a bathroom, like moving, shower, take it. It's just not possible.
And it gives people a lot of champagne taste with a beer budget sort of thing.
Yeah. It's hard for me, but you know, I'm always honest with the people, and sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But at least I know I was honest. And that's all that counts some days, you know what I mean? Eventually you'll find out if you're pricing these things that the prices that they have on HGTV are just so not right.
Oh yeah, it's obscene.
That's the biggest problem. That and the time frames.
Yeah. Hey, you got 3 days, and you're like, what? It's more like 3 weeks to a month, and that's on the short end.
Well, that doesn't even include the actual planning.
Right. And all of a sudden you're 90 days out.
Takes months, depending on how good of a decision maker you are as a homeowner.
Right.
Depending on your budget. There's a ton of different variables, you know, and depending on how complex your remodel is, the designing phase can take up to 3 months, if not longer sometimes.
Wow.
Because especially with kitchens and baths, it's very detailed. If I don't get it right, that's bad.
Yep, it is.
So it's the details, you know, the devil is in the details, you know, when you're doing remodels. And it's very important that we do it right, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, the timelines are always the funnest to help people.
You got to love going. It's almost an uphill battle out the gate because of those misunderstood, preconceived notions people have.
Yeah, I don't really consider it a battle. I just more like to say that I educate my clients.
That is key, and that is something that I'm working on doing both in the real estate side of things and helping people build their business. It doesn't matter how big of a billboard you buy and put your face on it or how much money you spend. If your client's not any smarter having been exposed to it, you don't look like the expert in your industry. You're just a big face on a billboard. I mean, if you provide some sort of educational value, then all of a sudden you're the expert, you're the go-to person.
Yeah. So, and that's really, I think, important. That's important for me and my businesses. Yeah. My clients actually, you know, at the end of a project, they are more informed than they were beforehand.
Right. And they're trusting you with a lot of money and a big part of their personal life. So like you said, you've got to get it right. Otherwise it's not fun trying to fix.
Very true.
So what have you noticed moving down here? Any trends you see people really gravitating towards, or anything you'd like to see go away that people kind of hang on to?
So the biggest thing that I've seen the difference is New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia, that area is a little bit more streamlined, and I don't want to say modern, but you know, it's the best way for me to explain it to somebody else. But they're a little bit more streamlined and modern in their taste of what they want as a finished product. Down here, it's a little bit different. It's a little more casual. It's a little more laid back, but it's a lot friendlier.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean that as people, but the actual
just the atmosphere.
Design.
Yeah.
And how people present their home. It's a lot friendlier.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing that I've seen difference-wise is up there it's very streamlined. It's very, I don't want to say cold because it's not, but down here, it's a friendlier vibe in homes, and it's
right. There's a much larger contrast up north between work and play, and down here it's kind of.
Yeah, there's a lot of blurred lines down here when it comes to work.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so everybody's gonna hang out on the dock and work while they eat oysters and drink beer. That's just kind of the way winter rolls.
Yeah.
But oh man, I had a good question. I forgot what it was. Oh, have you seen this trend with younger homeowners that are remodeling that maybe buy something they want to improve? They don't care about having a massive square footage for their house, but they would rather have a larger outside area, or maybe a screened-in porch that's useful for more than 2 weeks out of the year. Are you seeing any kind of trends like that?
For younger people, I think it's always been a trend, to be perfectly honest. But I don't want to say it's only for the younger people, because
no, I didn't mean to imply that it was just that age specific.
A lot of my transplants, because I actually deal with a lot of clients that are from up north by chance.
Right.
And a lot of them love, like, that's very important to them, because, you know, when we were growing up there, you know, we had very little time outside, and we treasure that.
Right.
So for that, I think it's an everybody thing, coming down here and being closer to the beach. Everybody, I think. And yes, younger people are definitely part of that. But everybody wants that outdoor space that's another room.
I showed a house a year or so ago on a golf course down in the Leland area, and they actually had one room that you could wall off the screen with glass, and it was it had the HVAC, it was heated and cooled. But in the summertime, you could rotate the walls, and that glass wall would open up into a screen, and then the inside would have a glass wall, so you could kind of treat it. And it had a wet bar, a TV. It was, the grill was out there. You could do inside or out. It was an entire room.
Yeah, that's probably what they call it. I would call it nano doors or nano windows.
Yep.
It's probably from that, you know, company, but those are so amazing.
It was phenomenal. They got a whole room that they could use no matter what time of the year it was or however they wanted.
That's so nice. That is really, that's some luxury there.
It was not a cheap house, but yeah, areas like that. I mean, even people going and repurposing pallets to build kind of outdoor areas and then eventually screening them in, or bringing that outside furniture feeling into the kitchen. Just kind of.
I warn people against.
Everybody loves to be outside. Oh yeah, why's that?
Pallets.
Why no pallets?
Do you know the chemicals that goes into them?
I have no idea, but it can't be good.
Bad stuff. The pallets, you don't know where they've been.
True.
You know,
That's a good point.
It's kind of yucky.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it is.
I have a thing, you know, it's wood. Yes, you can chemically treat it to make sure that there's nothing in it. But by the time you do all that, you might as well just go and buy some lumber.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
Exactly. What's your favorite project right now? Like when a client comes up and says, hey, I want to do this, what really gets you revved up and going? Is it still just kitchen and bath, or is there any one technique or look that you're really enjoying right now?
I am digging in, because yes, kitchens and baths are my first love, and that'll probably never change. But there's a trend right now that we just had a big industry show called KBIS, which is the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show, right? Okay. They had that in Las Vegas.
Wow.
I did not go, but whatever.
Watch it on YouTube.
The biggest trend that I am super excited about, that I am so excited to show my clients, is appliances with a personality. Like, stainless steel will never go out of style. Right. But there are some companies that are putting color on appliances that are just phenomenal.
Oh, yeah?
Color, pattern, and this isn't just, you know, spray painted stuff that's going to scrub off. This is powder coated, baked on finish. Oh, and wow. Yeah, it's a little bit pricier, but it's it really personalizes your kitchen then, you know, that appliance.
So now you can get the refrigerator that matches your KitchenAid mixer sort of thing?
Sort of, kinda. Okay. There's a lot of different brands, but GE Cafe, in fact, and no, I'm not getting paid for this, but they make, because everybody hates white appliances because they look cheap, right?
Right. And they kind of get funky over time.
Exactly. GE Cafe just came out with a new line where they're making a matte white and a matte black that does not look cheap. And you can change the color of the metal. Like you can use copper, you can use brushed brass, you can use the stainless steel for the handles and the knobs. That is probably my new favorite thing, is the appliances are really getting colorful and getting personality.
And that's not just the fridge, the dishwasher, stove, everything.
Stoves, the ranges look the best, I think.
Yeah.
They're the coolest when you can do those in color. But yeah, there's a lot of different companies, Smeg, KitchenAid, GE Cafe. Everybody is getting into this color game and really personalizing their appliances right now.
And as a designer, does that open it up for you to kind of build the kitchen around the appliance instead of vice versa?
Yeah, it's fun. It's super, super fun. I love to do something a little bit out of the box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, because at the end of the day, you know, I don't want my clients to just have anybody's kitchen.
No, it's their kitchen, but you want people to walk in and know that you had a hand in putting it together.
It's not even about me. I just want them to have something in their home that is not like anybody else's.
Right.
That's what's, I think, most important to me. And those appliances.
And it's put together well. It's not like a hodgepodge of DIY stuff. You want them to have a fully functional, fully working, very unique
absolutely.
kitchen. Yeah.
Function is, I'm very functional and practical on top of being very sparkly and happy. So like, it's the two sides of my brain that fight each other sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely practical and functional when it comes to doing space planning, even for just for furniture, for the kitchens, for the baths. That has to come first, and then we can make it pretty.
Gotcha. Very cool. Now, do you have like a physical office or warehouse or location where people can come in and take a look at photos or past projects you've done?
Not yet. I am working on a studio space, but right now I am a concierge service where I come to.
Cool. And what's the best way for people to get a hold of you? I'm going to drop that in the comments below the video so that people can reach out. But is the, phone, Facebook, Instagram, how do you like to be contacted?
My favorite way to be contacted is by email. I'm sorry, I totally lost that word in my head. Did you like that pause? It was like
I was waiting. I was like, what's she coming up with? Carrier pigeon? I mean.
It's my email, and my email is kind of long, but it makes sense. It's Shannon Lee Kitchen Designs at Gmail. And if you look me up on Facebook, I have Facebook, and I do a Facebook Live 5 days a week. I'm either giving you information or making you laugh, at least. So yeah, you can definitely reach out to me by email is usually the best. But if you want to check me out, I have Facebook, I have Instagram. My Instagram, I just changed it. It's North Carolina Kitchen and Bath Fairy.
Okay, I'm going to look into that one.
NC Kitchen and Bath Fairy is my new Instagram. But if you look for SLK, it'll still come up.
Okay.
And obviously, I have a website. My website is designsslk.com. So I'm pretty much everywhere.
You are. Well, cool. I'm going to put all that information right below this video so people can get a hold of you. And is there anything else you want to add about yourself or your business before we wrap this up?
I do want to tell people, listen, we're into March. If you have a summer home that you need to get ready, call me now. Call me last week. It
goes back to the timeline thing.
The timeline. I can't give you a whole new bathroom or kitchen in a week. We have to do it right. So I definitely, I'm telling people who have coastal beach houses, summer homes, you know, or if you've got family coming for the summer, whatever you've got going on this summer, get started on that project now, because you do not want to have something delayed and then when you need it done, it's not done.
Exactly.
You have to think about these things ahead of time. So that's my only thing is call me. Call somebody soon.
Gotcha. Well, Shannon, thank you so much. And I look forward to talking with you more, hopefully, and doing some sort of business with you.
That would be awesome. Thank you again, Andrew.
Yes, ma'am.